Morning.
Cher, we need about 5 more people to hop on before we have a quorum.
Thanks, Pat.
Was a very positive way of putting that back.
What's that? Here they come.
There they are. Yeah. What am I? Oh. There you go. I had mint in my mouth.
Oh, you're fine.
Good to see you. It's nice to have somebody there.
Chair, we're waiting for one more member to jump on and then we can begin. Chair, we do have a quorum and we can proceed when you're ready.
Perfect. Thank you, Pat. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the January 2026 Transit Management Committee meeting and Rail Management Committee meeting. Hope everyone is ready to start the new year. Hope Happy New Year. At this point, it's a very quick meeting, so we will start with Pat taking roll call. Pat, if I can ask you to take the roll call.
Good morning, everyone. City of Avondale, Harold Seguina.
Present.
City of Buckeye, Javier Stedovich.
Actually, John Willett subbing in. Thank you.
City of Chandler, Ryan Peters. City of El Mirage, Amber Wakeman. She's on the WebEx. Town of Fountain Hills, Dave Trimble. Town of Gilbert, Mary Goodman.
Here.
City of Glendale. City of Goodyear, Keeney Knutson.
Present.
City of Mesa, Scott Butler. City of Peoria, Chris Hallett. City of Phoenix, Amber Williamson.
Present.
Town of Queen Creek, Shay Yoakum.
Present.
City of Scottsdale, Nathan Dome.
Present.
City of Surprise, Brendan Espy. And City of Tempe, Rosa Enchausti.
Present. Thanks, Pat.
Chair, we do have a quorum of 9 currently on the call, and we can proceed when you're ready.
Appreciate it. Thanks. And just as a reminder to everyone, if you would like to make a comment or have a question, please type it in the comment during the meeting. Your comments will in the box will be read out loud by Pat. It will be read and answered. So we'll manage the virtual meeting that way. If I can ask that all meeting attendees, please mute your cameras or mute your audio or your phones for the duration of the meetings. And then we'll start with agenda item number 1, public comment. The public will be provided with an opportunity at this time to address the committees on non-agenda items and all action agenda items for the joint RPTA and VMR meetings agenda. Up to 3 minutes will be provided per speaker unless the chair allows more at their discretion. A total of 15 minutes for all speakers will be provided. Pat, do we have anyone for public comment?
No, ma'am, not today.
Thank you. Then we'll move on to agenda item number 2, Chief Executive Officer's report, and I'll turn this over to Jessica.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the Joint Committee. Welcome and Happy New Year to you. I have just a few brief updates for the committee this morning. As we begin the new year, we are also looking back on the many wonderful holiday events that we hosted in partnership with our 3 rail cities, Phoenix, Mesa, and Tempe. As we have for several years, we hosted the Mesa Santa Express and Mary on Main in Main Street in the city of Mesa the weekend of December 12th. We enjoyed more than 2,800 members of the community who joined us for free rides. Free rides were sponsored by the city of Mesa along Main Street. And I want to extend a special thanks to the operations team. This was a special operating plan, of course, and to our marketing, communications, and community engagement team who were out in force celebrating this event. Also, for the first time this year, we hosted holiday events at a couple of our newest stations. The weekend of December 7th, we hosted Celebrating with Santa at the Thelda Williams Transit Center and Metro Parkway Station. We had about 150 attendees from the surrounding community spending time with Santa, enjoying treats, and making their holiday wishes. And then for the first time at our South Central alignment at the Central and Baseline Station, we hosted 2 events, December 19th and 20th. That was our inaugural Fiesta on Central. We hosted a number of Fiesta on Central events throughout the construction of this project, always looking forward to beginning a period of recurring celebration with the community who could gather at the Central and Baseline Station. It was a wonderful event. I want to extend a special thank you to Councilmember Keisha Hodge-Washington and Senators Catherine Miranda and Representative Janelle Cavero for participating in that holiday train story time. And Santa joined us at each of these events and did a wonderful job. Looking across the system, we're continuing to see a period of ridership growth across the system. Now, the absolute numbers for November 2025 are a little bit lower than November 2024 because we have one less weekday, but our average weekday ridership across bus is still up 4% relative to last year. The rapid routes in Phoenix are driving most of our express route ridership, continued ridership growth across light rail. And we saw a little dip in streetcar, and this is really related to the reset of ridership on streetcar associated with the inaction of fares, which began in August of 2025. That concludes my report to the committee. Are there any questions I may answer?
Doesn't look like any questions. Thanks, Jessica. We'll move on to item number 3, the consent agenda. And I'll look to my colleagues to see if there are any questions or if there's any items that you would like to pull from the consent agenda. Kini?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to mention on the minutes, look to be inaccurate. It reflects me as being from town of Gilbert. It doesn't show City of Goodyear was there. So I don't know what kind of corrections are needed for the attendance, but I was in person for that meeting.
Chair, I will change that and make them correct.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Any other comments or items to pull? Nothing? Okay, then I will ask my colleagues for a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda items 3A through 3C.
I'll make the motion. Keeney, Knutson, City of Goodyear.
Thank you, Kini.
And I'll second. Ryan Peters from Chandler.
Thank you, Ryan. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion passes. Thank you, everyone. And then we'll move on to agenda item number 4, the annual federal public transportation agenda 2026 reauthorization priorities. And I'll turn this over to you, Jessica, for an update.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Every year we come to the committees and the board with a slate of federal priorities that are developed in partnership with our member communities and the board. At this time, we are also working toward lobbying efforts and identification of priorities to support reauthorization of the Infrastructure Investment and Job Act, which is set to expire in September of this year. Alexis Tamaro-Kinsey, our Chief of Government Affairs and Policy, will provide you with an overview of the federal lobbying agenda and the reauthorization priorities.
Good morning. To meet strategic funding objectives each year, as Jessica mentioned, staff works with our federal consultants, Cardinal Infrastructure, to review and update Valley Metro's federal public transportation legislative agenda. The purpose of the agenda is to support Valley Metro's statutory role and responsibility as the regional public transportation authority for Maricopa County, to administer and implement regional programs, and to guide responses to legislative and administrative policy proposals at the federal level. It is also to provide information to member cities, regional stakeholders, and bring attention to the importance of federal funding, grants, and other transit investments to the Phoenix metropolitan region. This includes the development of public transit priorities and goals, critical strategy, guidance, and coordination in securing discretionary grants from federal agencies as they become available and to the maximum extent possible. Additionally, this year, the existing 5-year Surface Transportation Program, otherwise known as the IIJA, as Jessica mentioned, is set to expire on September 30th of 2026. Therefore, we are including this year, Valley Metro's priorities for surface transportation reauthorization. Together, the federal agenda and reauthorization priorities will be the basis of a federal advocacy toolkit we are assembling for board members, in addition to member cities when meeting with legislators, committee staff, and others at the federal level. Just to keep it high level, our goals remain high level for both the, thank you, for both the agenda and the reauthorization. As you are aware, FTA's formula programs are set in the surface transportation authorization bills. Valley Metro utilizes a variety of federal formula funds to fund bus, paratransit vehicles, ride choice, travel training, congestion mitigation, as well as air quality programs such as van pool and preventative maintenance. Valley Metro's reauthorization priorities include, but are not limited to, maintaining the investments established in the IIJA, supporting a baseline set of current funding levels plus inflation, in addition to creating a new formula program based upon the standard 5307 formula that fully funds crime prevention and security capital costs that may extend to operating costs for police and other security personnel. The recommendation is before you today, and I'm happy to answer any questions should you have them.
Thank you, Alexis. Any questions from the committee? Okay. So at this point, I'll request a motion and a second to approve the recommendations as presented by Alexis.
This is Amber. I'll go ahead and approve.
Thank you, Amber. Do I have a second?
Harold from the City of Avondale, second.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and that motion passes. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis. And then we'll move on to item number 5, travel and expenditures. I'll ask the committee if there's any questions regarding the travel and expenditure portion of the agenda packet. Okay. Moving on to item number 6, report on current events and suggested future agenda items. Any of my colleagues have any recommendations for future agenda items? Anything they want to share? Doesn't sound like it. Okay. Then I think we will move on to item number 7, next meeting. The next meeting for the TMC RMC is scheduled for Wednesday, February 4th, 2026 at 11 a.m. And I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn. Anyone want a motion?
I'll motion to adjourn.
Thanks,
Amber.
Amber.
Second, Keeney Knudsen, City Goodyear.
Thank you, Kenny. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
I imagine there's no opposition. I hear none, so meeting is adjourned at 11:17. Thanks, everyone, and have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you. We'll see you back on February 4th, if not sooner. Have a great day.